All right, everybody, welcome back to UFTA Premium, and we are going to forge ahead on new topics, new points of discussion, all kinds of interesting things going on here. Um, Last round, we touched a little bit upon the increased value of the trading house. That's where we find ourselves right now. Now, in case you're wondering if there's any publishers out there, I have tested for more players. And I mean, you can decide for yourselves how practical it is, but you know, there seems to be a distinct line between the social party game for 7, 8, 9, or groups and huge groups of people. That seems to be a different beast from what I'm trying to accomplish here. So this is still more in the traditional vein of sit together in the same location and actually socialize and enjoy each other's company. Which, as you know, the present circumstances, I'll be frank, are very frustrating, right? I end up doing a lot of this stuff alone, simply for the fact that I don't need to repeat again, probably the reason why, but you can figure it out. So anyway, when times get better and we figure this thing out, get it under control. Hopefully we can enjoy each other's company like in person. Anyway. Yeah, I'm not even that religious, but it's not good for man or woman to be alone too long. And I'm not going to get into that. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so here we go. Here's a 6. Awesome. Gonna go with a quick start. We don't have any broccoli, so let's go with radishes. On the wrong one. Okay, looking very nice. Now, in case you're wondering, let's say you're the consumer out there, conscientious consumer. UFTA is really for ages probably 12 and up. You might have precocious kids who could play, which is great. I mean, that's wonderful. But there are some fairly there's some fairly significant math in UFTA if you really want them to understand it thoroughly. It's been created with many layers. There's many layers of meaning to UFTA. It can be just fun and exciting. If you're a certain age, let's say you're really young, it's colorful and it's something the adults in your life are doing. When you get older, the math definitely takes hold of you, and the other social aspects of it can become very appealing, right? Okay, but yeah, for the meantime, we're thinking 12 and up. That's probably pretty good. You're not doing quantum physics in UFTA, but if you're really invested in winning, many of the same higher math strategies that are present in other games show up in UFTA as well. So that's just another something you need to consider. Okay. Anyway, so we're moving on. We planted our radishes. It's not in the right spot. That's okay. We could look at trading early. That's a little bit. Okay. So here we have. They don't have the undercut crops. Best foot forward looks like Chard for them. Yeah, one thing that's hard to escape is the linearity of the early game. That's just something. Maybe that's a design flaw in all of these possibilities. Okay, so we're gonna move on. Ooh. Okay, so everybody's up on the board to begin with. We like that. We like to see a strong start. They also have radishes. Okay. Round 1 is looking very appealing. There's carrots. Okay, so moving on. Early adversities, remember they don't affect us in the first 3 rounds. Very cool. Now, you should bear in mind, just for the sake of review, this is advanced UFTA Premium, and this particular rule only holds true for it. If you're playing the original game, you don't get the waiver. You don't get the freebie. Okay, so once the calamities and adversities start hitting, that's tough luck. Okay, so here we have another adversity card. Oh wait a minute, this person has it wrong. Okay, so there's a 4 productive. Nice. Okay, so early on, yeah, nice. Let's pick harvest. And now we have kale. Kale's gonna move the corn up. Kale's gonna move the corn up. Yeah, I mean, some subjects you get tired of hearing about because it's, oh, I don't know, on the news every day, 24/7. So, I certainly don't blame you if you're a little tired of the subject. It doesn't go away. Okay, so here's a 6. Okay, and we go like this. Heck, even the experts in that field, you know, epidemiologists, virologists, they're probably like, we're tired of this too. Like, I don't want to talk about this anymore. Okay, radish is on the wrong one. Like, you can talk about anything else. I'll go for it. You know? I guess it's just when something affects every facet of everyone's life. There's no getting around it. Okay, so here's the beans. If you want to know my particular stance on all of this, I've been erring more on the side of caution. I actually did get tested. I actually got tested clear in Red Wing, Minnesota. You know, it was really cool. Mayo hooked me up. But I can imagine they weren't terribly enthusiastic about doing any of that either. I'm very grateful, of course. Very grateful, but I'm thinking they probably had 1,000 other way more important things that they thought they were going to be dealing with. Okay, so here is the start of the growing season. Yes, we like to see that. Our opportunities are presenting themselves to recoup some of the tremendous expenditures. Sorry, the tremendous upfront expenditures that we made in order to recoup our losses, right? You know, every time you don't go to that small business or whatever, you help put the nail in the coffin of that particular business because they probably have some seriously large financial obligations due to loans that probably can't be repaid, right? Okay, so the radish is on the wrong line. Okay, here's some corn. This goes right here. This moves up in value. Potatoes is looking really nice. Okay, that looks good. Over here we have a 6, another opportunity to rise to the occasion. But now we have to make a difficult financial decision. We have 13 tokens, it's not quite enough. It gets us in just barely into the upper echelon, or the mid-range options. So what we could do is we could either forge ahead. It looks like we have broccoli. Okay. So if you'll notice in this camera, we have broccoli. We could start the undercut crop. Yeah. Okay, why don't we try that? Now the other route is to maybe try to capitalize on the essential equipment item and run the table on that. You can go that route. Certainly. Okay, well, let's try that broccoli. See what, ooh, I got the right one, so that's good. So we turn these over. Very nice. And in case you're wondering, just to iterate, the running time for UPTA is not that long. Most games run between an hour and an hour and a half. provided that you know what you're doing. If you're playing the starter game, you know, the initial game's going to take a little bit of... you pick somebody who's kind of in this world already and set them to it, because they do need to just review things a little bit. But once you get the once things get up and rolling, yeah, hour and a half at most. Unless just every decision's agonizing. It's incumbent upon the players to know what they're doing. Okay, so here's productive. Let's go. Let's go. Please. So I guess if you're already, let's say you already like game shows, you love the Jeopardy, you love the whatever it is, Wheel of Fortune, 5,000 other games. Ufta has a little bit more languid pace. It's not super up tempo. You don't have to think quite as quickly because it's not that type of game. Yeah, it could be. Okay, cucumbers goes to kale. Here we go, here we go. There's productive. Flip. Kale. It's finished. 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, so this goes like this. And we're going to go ahead and put a sentry out there. Here's a gamble, or haven't gambled. We're going to gamble. Yeah. Nope, 1. Okay, so I lose 3 tokens. 6, 7, 8. But I do get to cultivate and harvest this broccoli. So I do get 4 tokens for that. I also lose 2 tokens because I cultivated and harvested. Okay, so that leaves me that. However, the broccoli now stays with me. It's turned vertically to indicate undercut crop status, and now we put the 60 tokens on there. Okay. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we have the lowest prices possible. And that, by the way, is how your major retailers work. The really big boys, that's how they keep those prices low. It's called undercutting. Look it up. Okay, so here's, I'm hungry. This comes off of here. And we're going to pay 2 tokens for our potatoes. So this person's looking really nice as well, right? We got potatoes on the wrong one, which is 9. A tidy sum. That flips over. Peas. Peas goes here. Now we could slow down a bit at this point. We just had a major harvest. Here's something I don't always catch, you know. We could slow down and we need to look for the 2 crop combos now, right? So let's survey the field. We have peas and we have chard, right? We also have cucumbers. Okay, so here's the peas, and we'll get rid of the beans. And cucumbers moves down, and that will give us a chance perhaps later to line up with kale if we get some kale, right? Okay, so that's looking good. Cucumber, kale, peas, a very nice start. Oh yeah. Bringing it in. Everybody's successful here at the start, so that's a good thing. We've got a very nice harvest. There's 12 tokens here. So some tremendous competition, right? Tremendous competition. By the way, in case you're wondering, I never expect anybody to complete Ufta with no breaks or bathroom breaks. Dad, you gotta go to the bathroom? Just go to the bathroom. Just gotta make sure nobody's shuffling your stuff, right? Okay, so here's an interesting case where I harvested some broccoli, and in this particular case, I want to be defensive. I want to be defensive. And so I'm going to take this broccoli. I'm not going to keep it, which means it moves up in value. And I've knocked off 5 tokens from this person's broccoli bounty, which may or may not come to fruition, right? Not road to perdition, but come to fruition. I think I saw that. That was one of those. That's another grim gangster movie. That was good. I think the old grim genre is worn out. Okay, so here's gamble. And they've already gambled. Here we go, here we go, here we go, yo! Yeah. Alright. Now for something completely different. Okay, so here's a 6. Now, what do we got? Okay. I don't know what we got. Yo. I think we have a projected roll. Okay, in this particular case, now we have the bounty. And these are the scenarios in Upta that I was hoping would kind of shine through. You'd hopefully notice this. This is where most of the fun lies, if you enjoy strategy games or anything of that nature. You know, we could forge ahead, we could continue the march of productivity, increasing our funds, or we can make a purchase to make life easier for us, right? I guess this is where a purchasing manager or agent come in handy. Because, you know, it's kind of hard to wear all the caps. In this particular case, what do we got? You know, we got about 19 tokens here. We could purchase a trading house. That would definitely make a difference. You know, trading house looms in a big way, but the greenhouse and high tunnel are looking mighty fine. Hot. Okay, so let's go with yikes, I don't know what to do. And the indecision and the uncertainty, the fog of war. That's a good movie, by the way. You know, because hindsight's 200%, right? The high tunnel looks like a good purchase. And so we're going to go with that. Hopefully that was the right move to make. So here's 15. Yeah, it's just hard to forecast that far. You know, I don't know if you've ever been around people who like proclaim to be futurists. Yeah, predicting the future is not easy. I have no idea how to do that. Never proclaim to know how to do that. Never will. Until proven otherwise. Okay, so here's a high tunnel. We spent big on it. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and deplete our funds. We've got nothing to hide over here. So we know the penalty is a tractor return. We lose an important crop. So what we're going to do is we'll just pay the token. Play the field. Play the field. Yeah, we're playing the field. And then now what we're going to do. She's a nightmare hippie girl with the skinny fingers running through her. That's Beck. Back in the day, Beck is pretty cool. He had 2 turntables and a microphone. And also, it was a pretty good drum break. Now I find the drums a lot. Unless I have headphones. I used to drum some. That's all I could do. Now, it's just so loud. You know, you can appreciate great drummers like, you know, what's his name from that Canadian band? It's like seriously great drumming. Who am I thinking of? Rush. Just like, oh my god. That's like a machine. Okay, so anyway, there's that. And now we're gonna do the tractor return. So I pick an opponent. That's the one good thing about it. There's not a whole lot good about a tractor return, right? You're very exposed. You're very vulnerable. You're very vulnerable. And you're like, oh man, it's like I gotta show them what I got, right? So, anyway, what we're gonna do is I show them my stuff, and then they say, ooh, it looks like you got a 2-crop combo. Why don't we eliminate that, like right now? But in actuality, I don't have. Oh yeah, I do. Oh boy. Okay, so they have to get rid of spinach. That hurts. But that's alright. Hope springs eternal on this one. Pope Alexander. That reminds me of, if you ever checked out Eternal Sunshine and Spotless Mind. Yeah, I'm name dropping a movie or two. That's a good movie. Pretty good. What's her name's pretty hot in it. Kind of nuts though. Kate Winslet. Okay, so here we go. So, why did we do all that rigmarole? It's because we needed a 5 token. We depleted our funds on purpose so that the next go around we would have funds. That's all there is to it. It's a bankruptcy procedure. It's not the greatest, I guess, but it seems pretty fair and equitable, right? You know, your opponents pick up some knowledge. They kind of know what's going on, and you are penalized to some extent, but you're not. What is it? You're not a turtle flailing away on its back, right? You have a chance. You can forge on. Okay, so over here we have an exciting opportunity to purchase the first adversity card. Oh yeah, that's really good. And now we have another decision. Do we want to protect it from marker token? We may want to. I don't know. No, because adversity cards can be stolen from opponents, right? So you kind of wanna be aware of that. I think for that now we'll just leave it alone. And oh, we can play the adversity card now, but there's no reason to. But I do need to make that explicit in the rules. It's obvious. It should be obvious. You know, it's an immediate. As soon as you acquire anything in UPTA, you purchase it, which is what happened here. It's effective immediately. There's no penalty. You can activate it or play it as soon as you get it. So here's the 3. They don't have gambles. So we're going to go ahead and gamble. Okay, now we're going to do the adversity card. And we're going to, we'll leave it alone here. Okay. Broccoli's up to bat. Borrowing from all. I'm sorry for everyone involved in sports right now. It's pretty easy to get down. Probably got like 0 crowd support. But I'm with you, you know. Okay, so here's a 5. Okay, we got kale, chard, and spinach. We got kale. We got potatoes. Okay, let's go with potatoes. Bon du toi. We got zucchini. And that's all we're going to write on that one. Okay, so here's a 6. Productive. But we don't have broccoli. Okay, so this particular player, if you notice, they don't have any broccoli, right? They need another set of broccoli to complete the undercut crop harvest, part D. So, what are we going to do? We are going to... the other option is to buy the trading house, right? Trading house would be awesome for this person. They don't have the funds to do it, so we're just going to do a regular harvest, right? We already have charts sitting over there, so we can be on our merry way. Speed that process along. Don't have enough tokens to protect, but that's okay. Okay, looking good. Moving on. Now we're looking nice over here. However, oh wait, before this happens, we're going to check this. Remove 2 crops from the field. How badly do I want them not to have their potatoes? Not that badly. However, they may be able to. Yikes. See, I think we do want to. This person's going to take a chance. Here's a tough decision in Ufta. We have the adversity card. We could play it now and remove their potatoes, or we could hang on to it, knowing that they have the high tunnel, which means they could put out 2 crops onto their field. And then if they don't manage to harvest them, we can wipe them out with that adversity card. So here's a little secret in that particular corner of the game. Over here, we're going to flip this over, and we've got cane. Let's go with corn. Yeah, that's looking nice. Okay, that's 2 tokens there. And we do want to protect this, I think, for sure. Now that we see some adversity cards, again, the pressure of the adversity cards is just like Cold War, straight out of the Cold War. You're compelled to spend more than you probably wish to, simply for protection, right? Because if you don't do it, you're just going to lose. You're going to lose the asset. So your hand is forced, which nobody. I know of no one that likes compelled to do so. Virtually no one. Virtually no one on the planet. Okay, so here we go. Potatoes on the wrong one is 9. Oh yeah. So that's looking good. Nice big harvest. Score big. Field reset. Chard moves up. Okay. So yeah, that was pretty good. Now, the next time we do this, we'll probably harvest 2 crops at a time. Okay, here's a productive roll. Chard is going to move up. Let's just go ahead and take care of that right now. Ooh, boy, that's a big score. 14 tokens. Very nice. No subsidies, so you don't have to worry about that. And again, we have the adversity card sitting there. Spinach. Okay, so another big decision time in the old loop deck. We have the adversity card. Over here, we have a sentry. We got the marker token on top, and we have the corn, right? And so I think what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to remove 2 crops from the field. We're going to go ahead and play this. And we're going to schmuck this person over. Hopefully they'll be nice. They'll be, what do you call it, gentlemanly about it. Okay, so we're going to flip this over. No. We don't have to do that. The penalty was simply removing the crop, right? They don't have to get rid of this. That was devastating enough. Okay, so we use the adversity card. We went ahead and harvest. Our turn is done. Very nice. Should slow things down. We've already gambled, so moving on. Chard. Swiss chard's a pretty good money crop. It's pretty tasty. A lot of these probably need a little help with salad dressing or something. Okay, return all crops to the weight cube. That doesn't affect us, but it is a loser turn. That's a bummer. Okay, so over here, 15 big tokens. You know what that means? Blammo. Yeah, I'm borrowing from comic book land. Why not? They make $1 billion. Trading house, 15. Okay, so there's this. Yeah, there's not that many comic book movies that I really enjoy. Yeah, in case anybody cares or wonders, it's Batman 1989, Tim Burton, all the way. And then Dark Knight, maybe. M. Night Shyamalan's comic book movie is pretty good because it's the told from a very strange, unusual standpoint. And then that's about it. I hate to be such a downer, because yes, I know there's more than a few Avengers fans out there. But that's Disney with a capital D buying up everything. And I get a little tired of Disney getting everybody's money. Okay, so there's 15. Now we're through with that. Yeah. Okay. That's the old cranky guy in me. Yeah, there's Family Guy. There should be Cranky Guy. Starring yours truly, Cranky Guy. I'm a little cranky sometimes. Okay, so there's 15. Probably because I shoot this stuff at 3 in the morning too much. Okay, so now we have, let's go with carrots. Not putting on the wrist, that's Peter Boyle. Peter Boyle and Young Frankenstein. Okay, so here's cucumbers. I don't know. Okay, wait. This person's, they're only set up to do the one thing, so I'm just going to do the one thing. But it is 2 steps. 2 steps forward on that. Okay. Looking really good. Chard goes. Earth apples, pomme de terre. Okay, over here's 4. Productive. High tunnel. Now we need to be thinking, we gotta be thinking high tunnel. So, these corn radishes, get our best stuff. Can we do a 2-crop combo? So now, looking at our stuff, what do we got? We got peas, we got squash. We don't have beans, spinach. Okay, so we don't have anything lined up right now. Unfortunate. So the next best thing is just to find the 2 best things that we have, which looks like potatoes and beans. Not a very strong can, unfortunately. But we do get our extra item on the field. And we can protect one of them. Let's do that. Always a chancy thing, right? Because you are going to lose the token. You know, if adversities happen, offense comes from others. You will lose the token. But you won't lose the crop, right? Let's put that down. Okay. Here we have a 1 using adversity, return 2 crops uncultivated. No. 2 is productive, yes. We don't have enough to buy a card, so we're just going to move our Chard and the catbird seat. Over here we have carrots. Mighty one. Mighty fun? I don't know. Okay, peas. What are we going to do now? Peas. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. I want Okay, so here we have beans and radishes. Alright, so now we're sitting very pretty. I don't know what to do before. What do I do with the... What's that old song from? My favorite thing? Sound of me. How do you solve a problem like moon? How do you hold a moonbeam in your hand? I think that's how that goes. Okay, so she's busy climbing every mountain. So here's a spinach. Now we're ready for broccoli. We're gonna put some broccoli out this time. We're a little ticked off, right? I mean, that was a lot of trouble, it was a lot of expense, a lot of work. We're a little ticked off that we had to restart the old broccoli. But, you know, you have to deal with some adversities. Okay, well, we'll make it really ticked off. Gotta check something. Again, working on the best game, unpublished at this point. Rather frustrating, but, you know, they'll see my stuff on YouTube, that's the hope. That's the hope and the dream. No, I have a dream, I'm not that eloquent. I mean, for God's sake. No speechwriter. I'm no MLK Jr. Okay. That guy is a talented orator and speaker. Okay, so here's a 4. We're gonna, okay, at this point, we're gonna flip over everything. And then we have to pay them 2, 4, 6, 8, which is a huge princely sum, right? We don't like paying the opponents, but we have to in this particular case because we think we'll benefit more. And by so doing, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to go squash. We're going to plant everything we could possibly plant that's valuable. Cucumbers. What else have we got? I'm not sure what the most. Oh, so I have kale. Let's make sure that the kale is out and cucumbers. So we already got a 2-crop combo. That's good. We got cucumbers. All these are pretty good. You know what we could do? Here's an interesting case where I could try to mess with their opportunities to gather that broccoli up. I have broccoli. I could pay the barrier to entry fee, but what if I pay the barrier to entry fee and they grab up the broccoli? I have no way to stop them doing that, so nope. We're gonna go no on that one. We'll leave it alone. Okay, so that's that. We're going to flip these over. That doesn't matter. We're going to move on. Now this person, man, this person kind of got schmucked, right? Because the broccoli is not going to be, they don't get the 60 tokens. All they get is half value of 8. Ouch, that really hurts. Yeah, boy, that was a fast game, seems like. But boy, they were on the verge. Did you notice? If they had simply had one extra step, you're looking at, 35 points over here and probably either first or second place, right? So that's how crucial this game, came down to one step. So here's peas and kale. They're going to harvest kale first. And these get full score because they were right. So here's 14. Just in case you get in any contentious arguments at the end of the game. Yes, if it's ripe and ready in the market, it does get full price, even if it's not the person who initiated final rounds. So you get 6 tokens here. Not enough for a subsidy. This person walks away with quite a bit. Yeah, so let's see who won this game. I believe it was this person. I mean, just on the face of it, looks pretty clear. Which goes like this. Okay, so check it out. Everything looks cool. We have 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. So we got about 90 points here. And we would have had 30. Let's say that they actually have it over there. They acquired that undercut crop. That would have been 30. That's 45, 52. 52 points, I would say, over there. And here we had 42. So there's 52 points here. So in this particular case, we had somebody scored big at the very last, and that made a huge difference. Acquiring the high tone in the greenhouse definitely made a huge advantage. So they had some nice, I think they had a 2-crop combo or 2. And that made the difference in the game. And so, again, very tight competition. Difference between first and second place is minimal. So, all right. Well, thank you once again for joining me for another exciting round of UFTA. And if I find there's some publishers out there who are wetting their whistle for something a little bit different, a little bit new, again, there's no major changes to UFTA. There's no updates. There's no special editions. There's no in-app purchases. There's no flood of ads. It's ad-free, right? All major selling points, and it's perpetually new. And I learn something new virtually every time I play. So, thank you very much.